episode of Between Two Teachers. I'm Madeline Kronenberg.
And I'm Consuelo Lara.
And we're joining you this week to talk again about the matters of education nationally, statewide, and in West Contra Costa Unified School District. So, Miss Laura, tell us, what is going on in the district?
We're going to start locally. A lot of good things going on. There's some things that I'm trying to get onto the agenda for May the 8th. And some of these things are to follow through on our moratorium resolution. I took language right out of there, and I think in order to follow through on that, we talked about doing an analysis. But in order to do any of that, we need information. We need data. So I would like to see us have a standing report from the Charter Oversight Office, much like we have, standing reports from different staff people, so that we know the latest, what's the latest issue that's going on. And we know we need data. For instance, on the physical impact, co-location, data by subgroups, discipline, teacher credentialing, retention, salaries. There's just so much. And it doesn't all have to be verbal. It could be, and I know that office has done some of this already. And so we could just get little mini reports about the oversight and transparency and following through on that and requiring that from these charter schools. And also there is the charter school compliance status, which we got a report on that there are some charters that are not following through on compliance the way they're supposed to. So we will make that public. We want all of this to be public and public knowledge. So I'm interested in the salaries and the budgets. So, and also the number of parents that are represented on their charter boards. All of this. At every single meeting, there needs to be a report out. And so I'm hoping that we could put that on the agenda. That's one. Another is the creation of a legislative task force. And we're finding many, many places have this already. Other school districts and other agencies, cities have them, that lobby for bills that benefit their city or their district. So I'm seeking conversation and discussion about us forming one here to represent so that we can go and lobby in behalf of West Contra Costa Unified School District. And then we want also some more information about Title I staffing. Teachers, there was that TFA bill which has been changed a bit. They took out the title of TFA and it's about... They broadened it.
Right, so that any organization that provides interns, which is really what a TFA core member is, right? And is an intern. Most interns actually have had more training than our TFA members have when they first come in, because they're coming in with just the 5 weeks of summer training. But anyway, the bill 221 was expanded to include others just beyond Teach for America. Any program that just brings interns into Title I schools.
So what we need to know in terms of our Title I schools, the experience that those teachers have, so that we can look at that and we can see where are the most experienced or the least experienced teachers. And then lastly, I'm on the CBOC, and I'm interested in seeing how much the CBOC meetings cost us as a district, just for information only, not for any kind of action, but it's just, I'm curious about that. So these are things I'm hoping that we can put on the agenda. And I also wanted to tell people about some committees that they may want to go and attend. On April 17th, there's a facilities subcommittee at 3:30. What's FOC mean?
Facilities Operations Center.
Oh, that's over on Marina Harbor. Yeah. And then also April 17th, the governance subcommittee is at Alvarado at 6 p.m. And also CBOC on the 18th, which is also at the facilities center. So these are coming up, and I hope, we have a lot of people out there in the audience. Some things are very important for the community to know So I'm hoping that people will be able to attend these.
These are agendized, and so there will be an agenda posted, so you'll know if there's something on there that's of particular interest to you, and the presentations that are going to be offered should also be posted. So our subcommittees have been on a hiatus for a while, so it's been a while, over a year, since a facility subcommittee or a governance subcommittee meeting has happened. So it'll be an interesting thing to, now that they're brought back with new board members.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. And then I just want to make a request also of people to let me know, people bash our district a lot, and I know there's wonderful things happening out there that maybe there's an unsung hero, or maybe there's a great program of excellence that you know about, that you could take a picture, make a video, or send us the names of people that need recognition, some good things, and we'll look at it and see if we can't put those on the agenda also. And then the flip side, if there are things you see that need improvement, programs you think, oh, that's not working and we need to change that, and send that also, and so I can see who's in charge of that and how we can make things better. My goal, looking at the good and the bad, how we improve our district, not how we bash it or prove that it's a failing district, but how can we improve it? And I need your help in order to do that, using this platform as a board member. So I hope you'll do that.
That's so important, and I really do hope everybody does weigh in and let everybody share your experiences in the district. That's really how everyone gets better and works together. The other thing that's happening on a state level this week is that the bills we've talked about earlier in previous episodes, the charter school bills 1505, 06, and 07, have had a little bit of rewriting, and they are going to be heard in the Education Committee this coming Wednesday at 1:30. So you are welcome to go to there. I will put a link to it in the description to this episode, but you're also welcome to watch the meeting. You can watch it online, or you can just listen to it, and you can also go and speak. You can speak in favor of that. You're really probably just going to get to say whether you are in support or opposition. But it's worth going up and speaking to the members of the Education Committee if you are interested in doing that. It's an important thing to do. This is what Ms. Laura did it when she went up for 221. And that bill got amended and it was changed to not just focus on one group, but to broaden it. But the point of that is still to try to serve the same children, Title I children who live in poverty, and schools that serve a great number of those children need a lot of additional support. So that bill will be brought back and will continue to be discussed as well. But the three charter school bills need to move forward. There's a lot of energy around them. All they do, they don't close charter schools. What they do is hold charter schools to the same standards that all of our public schools are held to. And charter schools are taxpayer funded with private operations, private operators. And the private operators have had a lot of privileges since the charter school law was initially written. And that's because things have evolved. The industry has evolved over years. And now it's time to tighten it up. There was never an expectation when the charter school laws were first written that school districts, particularly urban school districts who they wanted to serve, would be in the incredible fiscal problems they're in because of the loss of funding to the charter schools. And that really has to be addressed. I mean, the two districts that are about to be, that are the most serious, in the most serious problems and are having bills written for them are Inglewood and Oakland. And they are the two districts that have the highest percentage of charter schools. There's a direct correlation there. So that's what's happening in the state right now. And the other thing I wanted to share was something that's happening federally, right, nationally. And that is, next year is 2020, and we've got lots of Democratic candidates coming up. And the Network for Public Education, Diane Ravitch's group, has a system for looking at candidates specifically around their positions in education. So, for example, the things that they ask them about are, let's see if I did it, are what their standing is on donations, who they accept donations from, what their standing is on charter schools, what their position is on vouchers, and they also ask about testing and what their affiliations are. So basically, who's endorsed them.
Right.
So you can just simply Google it, and I'll put the link to that also on our description, and you'll see, you may get some surprises as to who's got what positions. And Mr. O'Rourke, for example, got all Fs. Beto O'Rourke is not a strong candidate for public education. And
there is Cory Booker.
Oh, no. Cory Booker got big Fs.
Yes, all the way straight.
Yes, giant Fs. But there are many candidates now. There's more and more candidates. We don't know all of them and all of their positions yet. And honestly, probably these positions are going to evolve. So we can expect that.
Yeah, for sure.
But the idea is to pay attention to it, right? And if you're going to be, as we are, education voters who really look at, when you look at all of the things, you're going to say, well, what am I going to make my decision on? If you're going to make it on their stand in public education, then we have to make sure we know what those stands are.
Absolutely, because things are happening so fast, really, right now, more than ever. So, are we going to take a break here?
We're going to take a break. We're not going to, don't look for us next week. It'll be a couple of weeks yet, because we'll be off traveling. We can report back when we get back. So we wish you a happy couple of weeks, and we will surprise you with when our next one is going to come.
Yeah.
Till then. Oh, that's right. Our director has reminded us, please hit like our episode, and share it out, and subscribe. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Look forward to hearing from you.
Yes.
Bye.
Excellent. Good job.
Oh, that should have been